welcome to the Badass Breastfeeding Podcast. This is Dianne, your lactation consultant and mother of 3, highly anxious Nathan, who's 25, and my 23-year-old twins. And I am your lactation consultant. I've been a lactation consultant since 2008 and maternal child health specialist. And that is me.
And I'm Abby, the highly anxious badass breastfeeder. We we could say whatever we want in these intros, right?
Yes.
You all know about my kids. So I'll tell you, I am a highly anxious person and have been having anxiety and panic attacks since I was a young adult. Have been medicated when I was younger and am medicated again as an adult. And I will die medicated because it's just better.
Yeah.
It's better. You don't have to live like that. I have a friend who is like really struggling and I'm like, you don't have to live like this.
Yeah.
And let's see. Oh my God, I was going to say something and then I completely forgot. All right, I'll move on. We have some amazing sponsors today. Actually, 2 of our favorites ever. We have Original Sprout with their vegan, cruelty-free products that are free of phthalates and parabens and sulfates and all of that. And then we also have Nursing Queen, who make nursing clothes with hidden zippers and hidden flaps for nursing access that you wouldn't even know were nursing clothes. And Dianne and I wear them all the time.
Yes.
Nobody knows and nobody cares because they're just cool clothes. But we will hear more from them later. Now, here's what we need you to do. We need you to go to badassbreastfeedingpodcast.com and scroll down, enter your email address, and we will send episodes straight to your inbox every week. But what we are also going to be doing is sending you exclusive discounts for Original Sprout.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you have your email because we're going to be sending those along. And while you're there, you can look at the sponsor page, all of our very carefully picked sponsors. If you ever need anything, see if you can give them any of your business because they make this podcast possible. And we are on Patreon. And we have brought back our Revolution Parenting podcast, the podcast that we created to bring kinder and more compassionate adults into this world. And we believe, I don't even know if I can say we believe, I think it's a fact that how the quality of adult that you are starts at home with how you were raised. And we talk about child development, discipline, boundaries, attachment parenting, and like endless topics. The only place to get this podcast is on our Patreon. So we have 2 tiers. Head to the link at the top of the show notes under this episode. Check out those 2 tiers. Both tiers give you access to the podcast. One of them gives you access to Thank You for Nursing in Public cards and podcast stickers sent to your house every month, which is my reminder. I got to send them out this month. So we hope you join us there. We're really excited about bringing Revolution Parenting back because we just love talking about all things parenting, and that goes beyond breastfeeding. Were you going to say something?
No, I just agree. I'm just agreeing. I'm just here for the agreement.
Yeah. We're also still hosting our ongoing giveaway for people who leave reviews around the internet, especially on iTunes. We need more iTunes reviews, guys. If you can go on there and leave us more, we want to hit 1,000. What are we at? 700 or 900 or something. Let's try to hit 1,000. That just really helps like the podcast get more visibility in searches and stuff. So if you can help us over on iTunes, please do. Anywhere else, if you're not able to leave a review on iTunes, take a screenshot, send it to badassbreastfeedingpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll send you one of those goodie bags. And if you have any breastfeeding photos that you wouldn't mind me sharing on the internet, just anything of you, a little bit about yourself, if you want to write like a paragraph or something so I can just share it to the community, you can send it to the same address, badassbreastfeedingpodcast@gmail.com. And we'll also send you a goodie bag for that. So, yeah. And Diane has our review of the week, but I also have some messages to read after that.
Oh, cool. Okay. So I listen on Apple Podcasts and I couldn't find a space to review, but I made sure to go to Spotify and give a 5-star review. I'm currently pumping during the day and nursing my 4-month-old at night. Sometimes it's so hard, I want to quit, but hearing you read the mom's reviews and questions gives me the motivation to keep going. Little one is a night terror and will not sleep more than 30 minutes to an hour. I can't tell you how many people have told me to give him formula at night, which I now know, thanks to you, will hurt my milk supply, oatmeal in the bottle, or a passy instead of feeding on demand. I have a 3-year-old, so I know how to handle a baby, and sometimes it's exhausting to explain why I nurse when the baby wants, despite how tired I am, and it's so refreshing to hear moms verify that it's normal, what's normal for a baby. Thanks for all you do. Who's to say your baby's not normal? I don't like that.
What does that mean? Like, what's normal?
Yeah, what constitutes normal?
The range is like too broad for you to just be like, oh, that's not normal.
I know. And the oatmeal in the bottle and the formula at night and all of that.
That is crazy. That is crazy advice to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just like, let's get your baby so uncomfortably full that they can't stay awake.
Yeah.
Let's like forget for a second about your milk supply and, you know, all of the breastfeeding stuff. Just like, what message are we sending? Like, let's just get your baby so full that they can't stay awake. First of all, well, I said first of all many times. That is so not safe.
It isn't.
That's not safe. Your baby is not supposed to be in that deep of a sleep. That's why all of these things are SIDS risks. Breast milk is thin and highly quickly digestible, and your baby wakes frequently for a reason. Okay, anyway, I'm done.
Yeah. And it's just, yeah, it's not okay to do that.
That's
Nothing is supposed to go in the bottle except for milk or formula. No cereal, no oatmeal, no nothing. That's why those little holes are made small.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that like sometimes that's a cultural thing, but really, like Abby said, why are we making our babies so full that they don't wake up? It's just...
That is crazy. Don't do that.
Yeah. So I'm glad the stories from other mothers are helping, because I find that is helpful too. When I hear other people talk about like their situation and what's going on in their life and stuff, I think that's really helpful. So I'm glad. And that's why we started reading these reviews and offering to do questions and things like that, so that you can feel more validated.
Yeah.
So you have some questions?
I do. So I found, this is on Spotify, I think. I was working with Tom to try to figure out how to see the comments on Spotify, because it's not as easy as it should be. But I think we found a way so that we can not miss any. Now, listen, if there's like emails or like a question that you left somewhere and like we haven't answered or addressed it, we didn't get it. We missed it, not on purpose. But like, if you have a direct question or something, make sure you send it to badassbreastfeedingpodcast@gmail.com just to make sure that we get it. But this one we found, and it says, I put so much focus on preparing for birth, but completely overlooked breastfeeding. Oh my God, same. And I felt it as soon as my baby arrived. I was anxious, overwhelmed, and totally unprepared. Social media only made it worse and left me feeling like I was already failing. I found your podcast and it changed everything. I listened day and night, I loved your jokes and engaging conversations. Your personalities are refreshing, real, and honestly iconic and hilarious. Oh wow. My goodness.
I know.
I didn't read this one first. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for that review. That's so sweet. And it's actually just a review. It's not a question. So if you, Mrs. Smith, send us an email. I want to send you a goodie bag. You sound like you need some badass breastfeeding stickers and stuff to put on your water bottle or whatever. So send us an email. Yeah. And so today we have a fun episode where we have Danielle, who was a surrogate for the agency called Conceivabilities. And she's going to talk about that whole experience. And we'll talk about the milk donation challenge, which you all have to get on. If you have milk in your freezer, you've got to donate it and get your $250 gift card.
Yeah, if you have extra milk, share it with. So fulfilling to be able to be like, I gave this milk to another baby that needed it. Like, that is an amazing thing to do.
Yeah. And like, we always talk about like how great breast milk is, whatever, and like all the people that disagree. But here's just the basic fact. NICU babies and babies who are at risk are given breast milk and they survive. Like, I don't know what else we need to hear about breast milk. Like, if you have a sick baby that's in the NICU or something like that, they take donor milk, breast milk, and they give it to them, and it helps them survive.
Medicine.
What?
Yeah.
It's like, this is happening all while we're like, well, breast milk doesn't really matter that much. Okay, well, let's just look at what's going on. Okay, and you can donate your milk, and you can be a part of that.
And get $250 gift card as a thank you.
Yeah. Yep. And it's not like some weird thing, like, you know us. It's just, this is what they got. They have this program to get donor milk, to get people donating milk. So yeah, you get your $250, comes in an Amazon gift card, I believe. But you'll get it.
That's amazing.
All right. Let's
hear it.
Welcome, Danielle. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast and setting some time aside for us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
You might know Danielle from my social media shares where she was a surrogate for a family. And I shared various things throughout that. And you joined us on social media a few times answering questions of people.
Yes.
Where I got to see some of the responses that you must have dealt with.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of
we'll get into all of that. Yes. People, just like when you're breastfeeding and pregnant, like in whatever circumstance it is, everybody has an opinion on what you're doing.
For sure.
But first, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like your family, what do you do? What do you like to do?
Yeah, sure. So I'm mostly a stay-at-home mom. I am a mom of 2 kids. I have a 4-year-old son and a 2-year-old daughter. And yeah, we live in Wilmington, North Carolina on the beach. So living our best life.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And what is it cold for you right now? What's it like?
It's 46, but it's sunny, so it feels warmer.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in Chicago. I just looked at the weather. 2 days ago, it was 60 and now it is 13.
Oh, that's rough.
I'm like, excuse me. I haven't been outside yet, and maybe I'll just keep it that way.
Yeah, that's fair.
So your sort of claim to fame here in my world is that you are a surrogate.
Yes, I was. I am 6 weeks postpartum today.
That's amazing. So can you walk us through that? Like, how did you decide to do that? How did you get involved with Conceivabilities is the agency that you were through, right?
It is, yeah.
So how did that come about?
Sure. So I kind of seen a lot of social media, like influencers doing surrogacy. And originally I was told that I had PCOS, and so that I wouldn't be able to conceive naturally. And so I kind of held that with years for me, like growing up, like didn't think I was gonna be able to have kids. And I was able to conceive my son after 6 months of trying, and my daughter after the first time of trying. And I really didn't have that much trouble getting pregnant, but like I knew the years leading up to that, like I was worried about it. So like I know a little bit of how that felt. And after seeing some influencers and other social media ads for surrogacy, I was like, okay, like I could see myself doing that again. Like I didn't mind being pregnant. I would love to help another family. And so that's kind of my spark behind it.
That makes sense. Like having struggled yourself
Yeah.
and knowing that there's people who
have been struggling way longer than me.
Yeah. And so how did you get connected with conceivabilities? Like, how do you even you're like, okay, I want to do surrogacy. Do you go to Google?
Kind of. I've done a lot of research, and I really wanted a company that would support me and I'd feel like I was number one, because I've seen a lot of companies that put the intended parents first, and I guess there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like if I'm the one carrying the baby, I feel like I need a little bit more support. And so I did a lot of research, and I found them and connected with them. And after hearing some of the surrogate stories and just talking to the team, I was like, okay, I think this is the team that I want to use.
And what was that process like? Like getting kind of matched, or like was there doctor's appointments or?
Of course. Yeah. So the first phone call, I applied to become a surrogate. And then the first phone call interview was with a previous surrogate, and we talked about it, and she was like, I think you'd be a good fit. So the next step would be to get a clearance letter from your OB. So I went to my doctor and had them just fill out this little form saying I'm cleared to essentially get pregnant. And then conceivabilities basically run an entire medical background on my entire life. And that took a month or two to gather all that information because I've moved a lot. And then after that, I spoke with a match coordinator. And so basically I went through the needs and wants that I want from an intended family. And after that, I create a profile of me, about me, why I'm doing this, my likes, my dislikes, kind of like just, a bio. And once they think they find a good match for me, they send my profile to the intended parents. If the intended parents like my profile, they say yes. Then that's when the intended parents' profile gets sent to me. And if I seem to like them on paper, I say yes. Then we meet on a Zoom call. And then after that Zoom call, we have 24 hours to say yes or no if we're a match. And so that was pretty crazy. I met them. They told me their story. They've had 10 plus years of infertility, and I know it was very emotional, and I just really wanted to help them. So I said yes, maybe like an hour and a half after that phone call. And they said yes, maybe like a half hour after that. So after that, it was getting a scheduled full medical workup with their fertility clinic in New Jersey. So I'd have to fly out there, me and my husband, where they did an ultrasound, a saline ultrasound, making sure my uterus was good, drug screenings, all of the blood work, kind of all of that stuff. And that took about a week to get all the results back, and everything came back clear, and we were good to go. And then the next step would be scheduling transfer. So once we scheduled the transfer is when they sent me all the medication to start prior to that transfer date. So the whole process took about, I want to say like 9 to 10 months just to even become pregnant.
Oh, like before you even.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
I think the longest part was getting an appointment with their fertility clinic. It was during the holidays. So it was like New Year's and Christmas and all that stuff. So that's what took the longest. It normally doesn't take that long, but it could.
Yeah. It sounds like, yeah, because I feel like when you see surrogacy, I'm thinking of Friends, which I don't know if you ever watched that show. It's kind of old now, but they have a surrogate towards the end of the seasons. They have a surrogate, and it's just like they're the main couple, and the surrogate is just sort of like, she was this kind of like, you know, they presented her as this kind of just like ditzy kind of person who
Oh,
she wasn't really that much part of it, you know, like she was just like this over here, just like the incubator, like, oh, you're
yeah. I
kind of
feel like we're
weird, and you know,
the background characters in a lot of stories.
yeah, right, and like you'll be out of the show, you'll be out of the story soon, you know,
Yeah.
and it sounds like conceivabilities is really like this.
I
These
kind of
are
felt the opposite in my situation. I felt like I was the main star, to be honest.
that's how it should be. You have to carry the baby.
Yeah.
You're carrying
Because
the
there was
baby
a,
like you're carrying their future.
for sure. So I really did love that. I really felt supported with them because there was obviously ups and downs throughout my journey with the intended
Mm.
parents. So it was nice to know that they had my back always.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah.
How did your family feel about you becoming a surrogate? Was that
Yeah. Well, I first obviously told my husband, and at first he was like, I don't know. And so we had scheduled that first initial phone call, and he was like, let's just see. You don't even know if you're going to be qualified. And so, like, I kind of just went through the steps, and I'm like, okay, well, this is real. And then after we heard the stories and like heard how much conceivabilities would have my back, he was on board. He always just wanted me to be safe because obviously pregnancy, labor comes risks. So that was his main concern. But he has been supportive. It actually brought us a lot closer, which was really cool that I wasn't expecting. Yeah. My family personally was always on board. There was a couple of people who, you know, had things to say about it. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Like, why would you do that? That's selfish. Or will your husband really allow you to carry another man's baby? I gotten that a couple times.
Oh my God.
So there was, you know, there was a lot of chatter about it,
Mm-hmm.
but I felt supported with my own family.
And so so what you had was you said that you didn't mind being pregnant.
No, I didn't.
So did you have a smooth pregnancy?
Yeah, for the most part I did. The third trimester, actually, it was like December, the beginning of December, my back actually gave out due to
Oh.
pregnancy. So that was kind of rough. So I'm finally like healing from that. But besides my back giving out, yeah, it was pretty smooth.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, your back giving out. That's a pretty big thing.
Yeah, it was rough.
Ugh. And it sounds to me like you didn't live near.
No,
the
I did
family.
not. No, we were about a 10-hour drive.
Was there any contact? I mean, I'm sure there was contact throughout the pregnancy,
Yes.
but did they visit, or did you
Yeah,
get
a
to
few times.
show them
So-
pregnant belly pictures? Or
Yep, I did. Yep. They even sent me a couple recordings of like children's books that I like played to my belly so little girl could hear, which was cute.
Oh, that's a good idea. Like of them reading it.
Yes, because she
Aw.
had mentioned she wanted the baby to hear her voice and she didn't know what to say. And I was like, why don't you pick up your favorite children's books and read that and record it, and then I can play that for the baby. And so she loved that idea.
Yeah, it really does seem like you're going to be the one who you're going to be guiding them through this, because like you've been pregnant before.
Correct.
You have kids. They've
Yes.
never had a baby. They've never been pregnant. Like they've never been through this. And like,
Yeah. So I think that was like the biggest struggle for me is I'm trying to be so understanding, but like normal pregnancy symptoms as far as like, oh, baby's kicking at 15 weeks. And I'm like, that's normal. And she had to confirm it with the doctor to make sure it was normal. And I'm like, that's a good thing.
yeah.
So they were just
yeah.
so nervous the whole time that it kind of made, I'd say it put a little strain on the relationship a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, that's where did conceivabilities then like step in and kind of try to help a little bit?
Yeah, they did. We actually had weekly phone calls with our match coordinator just to kind of keep communication flowing and make sure everyone was on the same page. Yeah.
That's really nice. Like a mediator kind of
counselor
or whatever. Because it makes sense that they would be so nervous. Like normally when you're like obviously when you're having a baby, it's for us, it's like here, it's in our
Sure.
body. Like we have control over it.
Yeah, and they
feel
felt
so
very out of control.
But
Yes.
then you're like, okay, I'm going through this. Like I have boundaries and stuff like that too. And sounds really like
It's a
that
little,
weekly thing would be a really nice.
yeah, it was nice.
And to just be real, like there's going to be things that come up, and to know that
Of course.
like stuff's going to come up, and here's somebody who's going to help us through it. Like
For
you
sure.
can't just be like, oh, nothing's going to come up. There's not going to be any problems, which we all want to believe.
Of course.
But, and having that support is so important.
Yeah. No, it was great.
I feel like it would be great if just like families would have that just all the time.
Yeah.
Not even an outside surrogate. Just like, hey, let's just have like a weekly meeting with an outside party to mediate all the, stuff that went on in the family this week, which I guess is a therapist. So I guess I recommend therapy to all our families.
No, especially your first baby, man.
Yeah. It is. And it's so scary. And it's so just like, yeah, like, should they be kicking, or they haven't kicked in like, they haven't kicked in a while. What's going on? And
yeah, we actually had touch bracelets, which was pretty cool. Like I would touch my bracelet and her bracelet would vibrate when the baby kicked.
Oh, wow.
Which was super really cute. Cool. But like kind of towards the end, I was like, listen, like the baby's kicking all the time. I'll let you know if something's wrong. But like it was getting a little much, and I had to make sure it was charged. And if I forgot to wear it, she'd get nervous. And I'm like, okay, like we're third trimester, like we're 3 weeks away from birth. Like baby's good, I promise. Like I'm not going to wear the bracelet anymore. It became a little more overwhelming. Yeah. I was so tired, and I was chasing 2 kids. And if I forgot to press it, like she'd worry. I feel like it just built more anxiety within her.
Right. I feel like a lot of this technology stuff kind of ends up biting us in the ass. Like in the breastfeeding world, we talk a lot about like those breastfeeding tracking apps, and like, you have these baby monitors that track all kinds of things. And like, it seems really cool at first until you're just obsessing over it, because there's no way not to obsess over it. And then you're just like, okay, I can't, this is overwhelming. And
we did it with our first kid, and for our second kid, we're like, I have too much anxiety. I was like waiting for the alarms to go off every night.
Yeah. It's not,
so that makes sense.
It's like, just because you can doesn't mean you should. All right, let's take a break and talk about Original Sprout. So we told you every week we're going to be coming with these awesome deals and sales and fun things from Original Sprout. And y'all know we love Original Sprout so much. They have the shampoos, conditioners, body washes, hair oils. They have what we're going to be talking about today, which is their Scrumptious Baby Cream. I think that this is got to be, I guess in different areas, in different groups, different products are going to be favorites. But I've got to believe that in this group, this Scrumptious Baby Cream is going to be the most popular. I think so. And you use this.
I've got this for my hands. Yep.
And I don't have it, and I need it. And actually, maybe it's a good time to get it, because this week, the offer this week is Scrumptious Baby Cream, a 12-ounce Scrumptious Baby Cream, 50% off. I mean,
can't get any better than that.
You can't. 50% off. I mean, just go get it. So you're going to use Badass 26 as your code at checkout, and you're going to get 50% off of this Scrumptious Baby Cream. And like, you are just going to, you can use it for yourself. You can use it for your baby. You can use it for infant massage. Has anybody ever practiced infant massage? I did a little bit. But I would use some of those like oils, which is just, it's fine. But then it's like your baby's all greasy. Then it's like trying to pick up a chicken.
God. That's hilarious.
Or a turkey, and they're like slipping out of your hands. But this is the Scrumptious Baby Cream is like, it's one of those things you don't have to like You can use it for yourself. It's very, it's very nice on your skin. It's not greasy. You can put it on your baby without having to worry about what's in it because they are completely clean products. And
just
go
get
get
it.
50% off. You can scroll down into the show notes if you want to go to the direct link to their website. Otherwise, it's originalsprout.com. Badass 26. Scrumptious baby cream. You'll get 50% off. And our other sponsor today is Nursing Queen. Nursing Queen is, again, another one of our favorites. And Nursing Queen has just come out with a whole slew of spring dresses. And I have one of these dresses. And I was wearing it for the review that I did. And it is I'll tell you, it is, I took the picture. There was a picture of me in it. There was a picture of me in all the clothes. But the picture of me in the dress, I saved into my personal photo thing. It is really not, it's got a little bit of the what do you call it? The shoulders are a little bit pleated. So they kind of puff a little bit. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like that. I don't know. I didn't know how it was going to look on me. And I love it.
So cute.
It looks so nice. And I am not much of a dress person. But they've got a whole bunch of different styles. There's the one that I had is kind of to the knee. There's a whole bunch of longer ones. More options for ones in the knees. These really cute prints. There's this berry garden one that's just kind of pinks and purples and blues. And it is so cute. You have to go to the website and you have to look at these dresses. They're so cute. And it's spring, y'all. Finally, we're getting into some spring weather here in the United States, I guess, depending on where you are.
Yeah.
But maybe we can start wearing dresses soon. And you're going to go to nursingqueen.com and you're going to use code BADASS and you're going to get 10% off of your order. And that's a link also that you can find in the show notes. And in the show notes, you can find both of the links, both of the codes in case you forgot. And then at badassbreastfeedingpodcast.com, you can find all of our other episodes, information about scheduling your very own one-on-one online lactation consultation with Dianne. What about, how was the birth? Did you have to go to, did people travel?
Yes, they came to me because all my doctors were here and they knew all the doctors. They came up for a couple ultrasounds and we're in contact with the doctors. So they came up here 2 nights prior to my induction and they got to the hospital around 10. They kind of just chilled in the waiting room and I kind of just had my own space. They came back a couple times to check on me, see if I needed anything. But it was pretty low key as far as labor. The birth is where things kind of, it didn't take a turn, but it was very beautiful. I feel like the labor was very stressful for them. They were pacing and they were emailing the doctors and got my epidural at 9 p.m. And then the nurse came back 2 hours later to check on me and she goes, girl, that baby is there. I didn't feel anything because I had an epidural. I didn't feel the baby. She was sitting there. She's like, don't push. The baby's literally there. So she ran out, grabbed the doctors, grabbed the intended parents. They went over into the corner and I pushed for 5 minutes. Baby came on my chest. The dad cut the umbilical cord. Then baby went to mom for skin to skin immediately. And it was just so beautiful. Watching them become parents was so crazy. I literally cried so hard, harder than my own kids, which was weird to say, but I don't know, it was just a very emotional experience. But I was so happy for them. So
I can totally see that though, because that's why you do it, right? You're kind of the whole time you're waiting, even when it's stressful, even when there's all this stuff going on, you're waiting for that moment to for that one moment of being able to help a family.
Yeah.
Even if they were
very blissful.
You're oh God, we finally made it. We finally made it to that point.
Yeah. No, it was an amazing experience. I felt like we all became better people at the end of this. Watching them become parents, they totally shifted gears. Dad was so emotional, hugging me, thanking me. It was really beautiful. In that moment, it was a full circle. It was the beautiful closure that I needed. the very next day, my family, my own kids came to visit me in the hospital, and we got to meet baby girl. My daughter even kissed her and said goodbye. So, like, I really needed that closure, and
Aw.
my kids needed that closure to, like, baby's not gone, baby's with her family. I feel like they really needed that
Yeah.
to understand baby's not gone. She's just with her family.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
sure you
So,
talked to your kids about it the whole time,
yeah, we
but they're
did.
so young.
Yeah.
And they're so young and they just don't, it's so abstract while you're talking throughout the whole, it's like expecting a
Oh, I
sibling or
know.
something. You're like, oh, there's gonna be a new
Yeah,
baby. And
but
they're just like, what?
I know. My son actually got it. He's 4, and they have a lot of children's books about it. Like, there's one that we read. It's called Kangaroo Pouch, and basically the
Oh.
kangaroo mom, her pouch is essentially broken, and so there's another mommy kangaroo who holds the baby for her, and he fully got the
Oh.
concept.
Ah.
And my daughter, she didn't really get the concept until later. She still looks at my belly, and she'll go, "Baby gone? Baby with her
Mm.
amigos? Baby with her family?"
Oh.
They're in Spanish school, so she'll say
Oh, cool.
amigos, which is pretty cute.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So, like, she gets it now. She's 2, but she still asks, "Where'd baby go?"
Yeah. I
"Oh,
mean,
baby with
like the
family."
baby's at some level, the baby's always going to be kind of like, not there, but there. Like
Yeah,
that
like,
happened.
talked
And,
about.
they'll
Yeah.
always be like, yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have contact with the family now? Or is it just kind of like
It's
close?
less contact. I did message them maybe about a week and a half ago, just checking in, saying, "I'm thinking about you." And they're great. She says baby girl's thriving, like, she's eating and gaining weight, and they're just so happy. And again, she thanked me again, like, so she's doing well. They're just in their baby bubble bliss right now.
Yeah. 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 Sleepless, tired
Yeah,
bliss.
she
Yeah.
said she's blissfully tired. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I was happy to be able to do that for somebody because I can't explain that feeling.
Yeah. 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 And so if anybody listening is interested, uh, just head to the show notes down below and under this episode, wherever you're listening from, you can find the link. We'll put the link right there. And I'll put some links into Danielle's TikToks where you can kind of see like how she posted along the way. And she's got a lot of really cool videos about the process. Now, I'm curious, like, what were like the most common questions you would get from people?
A lot of common questions was, is the baby yours? A lot of
Mm.
people thought I would use my
Oh,
egg or how I
uh-huh.
could give my baby up. And so I would just explain, like,
Oh.
the embryo was created long before I was even involved. And so not genetically related to me at all. So that was a big one. Another big
Mhm.
one people would ask me is how I'm gonna feel postpartum. And I get that now even because I had baby blues for a little bit. And they're like, "Are you sad that you don't have a baby?" And I'm like, "No, I'm genuinely happy that I can sleep all night and have my own kids. And I
Yeah.
truly don't want another newborn. Even though, like, I miss the newborn stage, but I miss my own kids being that age. Like, I truly don't want a third kid.
Mhm.
So that's hard for people to wrap their head around, that I
Yeah.
just am postpartum and my hormones are just doing whatever they want. So yeah, that was a big question. People couldn't understand that. They would ask if I felt like something was missing.
Mm.
And I didn't feel like that at all. I felt like I was whole. Like I felt even more accomplished or more full. That makes
Yeah,
sense?
yes, it totally makes sense to me. I think people have a hard time, especially if you've had babies, like people have a hard time, some people might have a hard time separating this situation from a situation where you're having your own child.
Oh, for sure.
Like it's just a different thing. Like you're
Yeah, I never.
using a lot of the same mechanisms and it's definitely like riskier and there's more maybe emotions involved or whatever, but it's not like you got together with your partner and we're like, let's have a baby. Oh, we're giving
Correct.
this baby up. This is just not, that's not this situation.
Yeah.
Situation.
And I didn't get connected to the baby at all. People keep asking me that as well is, do you feel connection to this baby? And I really didn't. Even when she came out, like I looked at her and she was beautiful and I want what's best for her and I have love for her. but I felt no connection. Like, I didn't feel like she was mine. I didn't feel like I wanted her. And then the next day when I met her with my kids, it was almost like I was visiting them in the hospital. And I didn't just give birth to her, which was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt like, I didn't feel like she was ever mine or I had jealousy or any type. Like, I truly just wanted to help someone else experience what I feel every day with my own kids.
And now I'm just too old to do it.
Yeah.
But I get it. Like, I feel like I get this. Like, it's something that like I could see myself doing. Like, I think I would be able to do that. I think I would be able to carry somebody's baby and be able to give that to them. And maybe that's like, I think there's certain people that just have that gravitate towards that. Like, I think I can make this sacrifice for somebody and it'll feel good for me just as much as it'll feel good for them.
Yeah. No, it was great.
If anybody is like feeling this, like, check out the link, because also, I'm sorry, you were going to say something. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good.
There's also, the elephant in the room. Let's talk about it. There's payment.
There is.
Like,
yes.
You get payment for it. So it is something that you do to feel good, but you are compensated for your troubles, for your time.
Yeah. And so Conceivabilities does give you up to $75,000 for first-time surrogates. And obviously, like, I didn't do it for the money, but I'm not going to lie, like, that money did help my family. Like, it's been a huge blessing.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And it's one of those things that you can't do it just for the money.
Correct.
Like, it's not like, I don't know, all kinds of things that you could do for money. Like, we're at Target yesterday. This absolutely has nothing to do with anything. Yeah, right. I was at Target with my son yesterday, and he was like, how much money would you, like, if you were in Target going down the aisle, and he was like, would you pull your pants down and run down the aisle right now? I have a 14-year-old, so we have stupid conversations like this.
That's really funny.
And he was like, would you do it? Because we were watching Fear Factor, which is like they get $200,000 at the end. And I was like, no, that's not enough money for me. And he was like, what about $1 million? And I'm like, yeah, see, this is the kind of thing where like you could discuss this, like, how much money would you do this silly thing for, this job for, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's not, having a baby is not like you can't do that for the money.
Correct.
Like, there has to be other things. But yeah, you also need, we live in a world where we need money, and it's going to help your family. And I'm glad that it did help your family.
It did.
But yeah, you break it down by like week,
how long you're pregnant,
how long you're pregnant,
per hour. Yeah. It's like less than minimum wage, but obviously you don't feel like some days you feel like you're really working. Some days, it's a little bit more chill.
Yeah. And so you are 6 weeks postpartum now.
I am.
I know. I was texting with you earlier. You were at the gym.
I was, yes.
And starting to feel good again?
I am, yeah. Just slowly getting back into the gym and just, basic PT workouts, treadmill, just trying to get my energy back slowly. Like, I am not rushing back into anything too soon. Like, I always did that with my last babies. I'm like, oh, I just need to get fit. I need to do this. And I don't know. I just feel different this postpartum journey. Like, I just need to focus on healing and just being the best for me and my family.
Yeah.
So I feel like this journey really helped me, even shape me as a mom. I feel like it really helped bring everything full circle. Like, I just feel like a better person after this.
Yeah, I can totally see that. And we all know in this community that when you give birth, your milk comes in.
It does, yes.
So what have you done to?
Yeah. So when I was in the hospital, I did have asked for a medication to suppress prolactin, and they were hesitant to give it to me at first, but I told them I've always had like a really high prolactin level. So like, even when I was trying to get pregnant with my son, I had to take a medication to lower my prolactin levels to even conceive my son. And so they were hesitant to give it to me, but they did give it to me. And I feel like it really helped. But then like 14 days postpartum is when my milk actually started coming in. Like, I'd get the tingles, and I'd wear the sports bra and ice packs and try to like keep hot water off of it. And even now, like 6 weeks postpartum, I'm still like leaking a little bit, but it's nothing like it was when I was weaning my daughter. I feel like because I never really pumped, it helped. Yeah. And I did kind of want to pump for the family, but at the end of the journey, I was just like, I was so tired. I just wanted to focus on myself. And I breastfed my own kids for 2 years each. And I was like, I'm done. And I kind of want to be done and let my
Totally.
hormones regulate faster.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I say that too now. Like, I breastfed both of my kids like well beyond toddlerhood. And
Yeah.
for so long, and I'm like, I would not do that.
Same. And that's
I
kind
would.
of what I wanted to. And I told him that I would try. And we both kind of came to the agreement that like formula would work better for them anyways, because we live so far away. And
Oh, that's the
the
other thing.
milk
Is you're not
shipping
close
and
to them at all.
yeah. And so like we talked about it and they were open to it and they wanted to as well. And then when it came down to it, I think it was a mutual decision. So it made me feel better because I was like hoping that they really didn't want the milk that desperately because I feel like I would have done it, but it's not,
It wasn't like on your.
it wasn't my first choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was done. I was ready to be not strapped to a pump every 2 hours, honestly. Like, and I hated pumping, to be honest. Like I breastfed mostly and I don't know, the pumping it was hard for me.
Pumping sucks. I can't. Is there anybody who likes pumping? I can't
Yeah,
imagine there's people that like pumping.
I
I
feel
mean,
like it
I'm sure
hurt
there's people
more.
who like pumping more than breastfeeding if they're struggling or if they're having issues. But like, yeah,
Sure.
nobody.
I mean, breastfeeding has their own
nobody's
issues
like,
too.
"Oh, I love pumping. I want to do that."
But yeah, that's kind of where I was at. I was like, yeah, I just don't have it in me in this stage of life. I just want to move on and be selfish and enjoy my summer. And
I mean,
yeah.
you gave birth to a baby and gave it to them. I don't think that's selfish.
Yeah.
Plus, honestly, if they wanted breast milk, you can get donor milk and stuff like that.
Oh, for sure. And I told them that, and
like
they were very
everybody
happy
was
with
just-
formula.
Yeah. So that was their decision, and that's great. But as far as like, because Conceivabilities also runs the milk donation challenge.
Yes, they do.
Which is, from what I understand, is responsible for like 15% of all milk donation in the country.
Oh, wow.
I think that's what I remember them telling me in the beginning.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And so I know a lot of people in our community, in the Badass Breastfeeding community, has donated milk too. Have you donated through the Milk Donation Challenge?
I have not, but I did donate a lot of milk with my daughter because I pumped a lot in the beginning just to have a stash. And neither of my kids like the bottle. So like I just donated to like local moms in my area. And so they'd come and just pick it up.
Yeah.
And so like I did have a lot of milk.
That's good. No, I was only asking because I'm going to do my spiel now on the Milk Donation Challenge.
Yeah, please do. Because it is helping a lot of babies.
It is. So, medically fragile babies and NICU babies and a lot of these babies survive from milk donations that they have in the hospital. And with the Milk Donation Challenge that Conceivability runs, if you make a donation of your milk to any milk bank, and the Milk Donation Challenge doesn't have its own limit on milk. So any amount that you donate to the milk bank, the milk bank will probably have a minimum amount, but whatever that is, you make that donation, you sign up at the link. Again, that'll be in the show notes as well. And you will, when you confirm your milk donation, you will get a $250 gift card. And that's for anybody who wants to donate milk. So head to the show notes and click the link for the surrogacy, and if you're interested in that. And then if you've got some freezer milk, just like Danielle had, like a lot of people have, they're like pumping, like freaking out about milk. And here I've got this freezer stash now, and my baby doesn't really want it, and I don't really feel like dealing with it. And what do I do with it? Donate it. You can donate it to any milk bank in your area and just send the confirmation to Conceivabilities through the link, and you'll get your gift card. And it's pretty awesome. So, Danielle, I cannot thank you enough for joining us. It was really cool to talk to you and learn about your journey some more.
Yeah, absolutely. This was fun.
Yeah. And thanks for listening.